All right, welcome. This is Black Lodge Trivia Night. We're going to do something a little different. And what that is we're going to give Darklands a shot. I've been doing this a while for Black Lodge Trivia Night. You can see on the screen it's up to part 13. But all the first 12 parts are all on YouTube. But one thing I've been curious to try so far is getting Black Lodge Trivia Night up on Twitch. So I thought we would give it a shot, see how it goes. If you're jumping in here, again, Black Lodge Trivia Night, we're mostly an actual play RPG podcast. We do actual plays. We try and release one roughly every week. We have one coming up tomorrow for Midnight Melodies. It's a solo RPG that Matt and I, both of us on Black Lodge Trivia Night, we gave it a shot. We thought it was incredible, and you can check it out if you want. That should be coming out tomorrow. But we're on YouTube, Black Lodge Trivia Night. That's where, again, the first 12 parts of this are. It's where videos of our actual plays are. We have a couple of podcasts, Damn Fine Coffee and the Bookhouse Boys. Again, you're sort of getting the Twin Peaks kind of vibe to it. We're all kind of fans of Twin Peaks. There's three of us, Matt, myself, Art, and then a third, Patrick. And so if you want, check it out there. If you prefer audio versions of what we do, you can just search Black Lodge Trivia Night on anywhere you get your podcasts, and it should show up. But for right now, I've got a little time, and I thought I would give some more Darklands a shot. I'm trying to think of what we were doing. Well, I guess I'll load the game up. Look at the timestamps here. What was the last one? I guess this one. So if you followed in part 12, what did we do? In part 12, we were being chased by the wild hunt. I think that's actually where I had to leave off because we got killed in the wild hunt. So not a good look, but basically, if you don't know this game, it takes place in like 14th century Germany. It's sort of a fantasy RPG, but it sort of takes the fantasy from the lore and mythology of that time period. And we're running around 14th century Germany trying to get famous. I can show you a map here really quickly. Where's the map? There you go. You can sort of get a look of, the map here of the area. This game came out in 1992. It was from Microprose. It was a bit of a bomb, unfortunately, which is too bad because it's, one of my favorite old-time CRPGs, so I wish there could have been more. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's, what am I doing? Let's get the game back up. Let's get back to wandering around Germany, and we'll see how it goes. Let me think. So, again, what we were doing, we were trying to... Okay, again, some of you might be jumping in here. Some of you might not know what's going on, but the basic point of the game is you get famous, but you can also sort of deal with, like, this satanic threat. And what we did is we found out that somewhere around September 22nd, south of Salzburg, we were going to get some more of the Satanism going on. So it's August 21st. We are southwest of Leipzig. Now, Leipzig, if we go back to the map, is, let me see. Leipzig. Oh, it looks like we've got Matt in the chat here. I'm the number of times I've said I've never done this before on the internet. It's starting to get a little filthy, but again, I've never done this before, so I've never streamed and had to keep an eye on a chat or anything like that. So let me take a look. Leipzig is E4, so there's 4. E4. So it's in this general ballpark. It's right there. We are trying to get to Salzburg, which is going to be down near in Austria. But where? Salzburg is E8. 8. Okay. So we've got a month to get from Leipzig to Salzburg. So the chances of us actually making it are going to be 0. But let's just get down there. Maybe we'll see some I don't know, some remnants, some signs of what we missed. So we're going to be trying to get down here into the mountains. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the road from Leipzig south to Bamberg, and then we're going to start making our way southeast. So let's get back to the game. Let me see. So, Matt's saying in the thing, this isn't Dark Souls. I've been doing a Dark Souls run, and I actually beat it. The final parts have not gone up yet on our YouTube channel, but I beat it in the last part 8. So I don't know what part's officially up, but look for part 8, and that's where it all comes together. Unofficial sponsor of Black Lodge Trivia Night, Just Iced Tea. Anyway, let's get down to... Got the game up. Let's see, we're south is also, let's keep heading south. So I don't know if there's going to be too many people that are going to jump on here besides Matt. But for those that do, hopefully you have some familiarity with Darklands. Like I said, it came out in 1992. Okay, here we go. We encounter a small group of refugees. Men and women trudge along with all their clothes and household goods on their backs. Some are staggering from sickness. A few are on litters. Even the children struggle along wearily. This is a pretty typical encounter. You can give them some money. You can just avoid them like the disgusting rats they are. But we're going to give them a little money and hope that our divine favor, something goes up. But the refugees are pathetically grateful. The plague has destroyed our village. Only we have survived, and then by fleeing, says their leader. You see how sick they are and wonder if they have indeed survived. Still, for your aid, they bless your name and promise to pray for you. The virtuous glow of a Christian charity make the entire world seem a better place as you journey onward. So there you go. That's what we were looking for, a virtue change. The skill system in this, if you haven't seen the other ones, is sort of a D100-ish kind of system. It's based loosely on the old RuneQuest and Traveler RPGs. It took a lot from RuneQuest in the sense that, you have D100s and, using skills is how you bump them up. Hopefully the audio is okay. Again, I have never streamed on Twitch before, and hopefully we can get Black Lodge Trivia Night up doing more, but we'll see how it goes. And all this stuff obviously will end up on YouTube at some point. So let's see, we got C-Card holds up his hand, thinking someone or something is hidden up ahead. We respect his perceptions. He's the best in the party for this sort of thing, which I did not think was the case, but... So again, if you're not familiar with Darklands, the beauty of this game is that it gives you tons and tons of choices because its interface is all mostly text-driven and skill checks, which I thought, given the time, lets it sort of punch way above its weight for what it can do. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and do... So again, the main way to increase skills is to use the skill. The types of skills we'd want to do is either talk our way out of it, because then we can sort of increase our speak common, or we can sneak away, which could help us increase our stealth. And that's actually what I'm going to go with. So let's see. We failed. Okay, so now it's going to erupt into a fight. Oh no, I guess not. Let's see if we can talk our way out of it now. Okay, we failed there again. Again, if you're not familiar with this game and you haven't watched all the other ones, it's a real time with pause combat system. It's one of the first ones I can personally remember. So we're just going to issue orders. We're going to have C-Card attack. Henri is going to go up. The other two are going to break right. And then we're just going to beat him to death because we've gotten pretty decent at melee. I see, Matt, you got your headphones. Very nice. I've never done this before, Matt, so if you can tell me if the audio sounds out of whack, if you can't hear me, the game audio is too soft or loud. Yes, I failed and failed again is the story of my life. Okay, so what I've been doing, again, if you haven't been following the other one, C-Card tends to be my pack mule. So anything that we're just going to sell, we're just going to give to him. So we're going to distribute to a second person until you see C-Card pops up. And then we're going to get these items: clubs, leather armor, padded, mace, shields. We don't need any of it. It's all, I'll show you in a sec. All right. Bandits disposed of. We resume our journey. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you a quick character thing. There's two types of armor: vitals and limbs. You can see sort of like stats out of a D100. So obviously I've gotten a 95 there. I'm pretty good at fighting. Let me see. It says you can't hear game audio. That's interesting. Again, I'm kind of new to OBS. I'm getting meters on it, but maybe I'm doing it wrong in terms of streaming. Streaming, it's saying I can only do one audio track. Let me do something really quickly. I don't know. Let me stop. Yeah, let me do something real quick and see if I can get that going. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I don't know if I solved it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I have no idea what I'm doing again, but let me come back in. Hopefully that does a little better, but I don't know if that's gonna take care of the in-game audio. And honestly, it's sort of a repetitive music track. So you're not missing a ton of the 1992 MIDI audio, but I would like to figure out how to get it on stream. So let me see. We've got, again, you got sort of this paper doll to tell you what you're wearing. You've got two armor areas, vitals, limbs, D100 kinds of stats. Load is important. Let me see. And you can go above your load, but it affects your stamina. You've got two stats. Blue is sort of your strength. Maybe it's endurance. One's strength, one's endurance. I think blue is strength, green's endurance. You lose endurance during the fight. You can sort of get knocked out of the fight. And now there's no audio. Okay, I'll be right back. I don't know if that's any better. Hopefully at least I'm coming through again. Who knows? So, again, like a lot of this is, me trying to figure things out. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I'm getting meters on my end, so I know the recording that's going to go up on YouTube will be okay, hopefully. But anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? Load is important. It impacts your stamina. Stamina is the green stat. You sort of lose it during a fight. It's sort of the first stat I think you can usually take hits from. And if you lose your stamina, you're sort of unconscious out of the fight. But if you win, you can recover and you're fine. Blue is sort of like you'll die if you have that hit 0. Which is, while the D100 stuff is very RuneQuest, the strength endurance as dual hit point tracks is very Traveler. So, yeah, hopefully somebody can hear me. Or maybe what I should do is I should make it so you can hear me. It's just a weird performance piece. Anyway, so yeah, that's some basics. Yellow track is your divine favor. It's what you use. It's sort of like, not to oversimplify, but it's sort of like your spell points. You can use it to use prayers, which are a form of spells. There's also alchemy. That's the other form of magic. So, all right, let's get out of here. We're trying again to get south of Salzburg in a month, which we will not be able to do. I'm also a little nervous we're heading so far west. So I'm just going to go over land and see what happens. Seeing here, this is sort of like a ruined village. I don't know if something I did or if it was just like that, but the village has been destroyed by some great catastrophe. The homes are all burned, the fields ravaged, even the animals killed. Only ruins remain mixed with the bones of those who failed to escape. There's nothing you can do here. So let's keep going south. can see in the upper right here, it's sort of the passing of time. It changes speed depending on the terrain you're in. So if I cut through forest, I'll probably make worse time. Swamps, almost definitely. At some point I was able to buy horses, so I'm hoping that sort of speeds things up. I have no idea where I am though. So let's see, party info. We are east of Nuremberg. So there's Leipzig, there's Nuremberg. Okay, so I'll show you where we are roughly. It's actually not in a bad spot. Let me show you. We're east of Nuremberg, so we sort of at some point cut down, and I think we're going to want to keep going south over off-road until we get to the next road and figure it out from there. But let's figure out what we're doing. We got to encounter a small group of refugees, same thing we just encountered a short while ago. Usually, again, I give them some money, hoping for some divine favor. So, Matt, I don't know if you're still listening. I don't know if you're getting any audio at this point. We're supposed to do a recording session tonight. Usually we record on Thursdays. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that, Matt. And we weren't able to do it tonight, so I figured I would do this now because I had the slot. I made the joke one point that as the person with no life, I am able to sometimes step up. But the real secret is that I just don't have super young kids. So it's a little easier for me to have a stable, sad existence. It says I'm playing Dark Souls. I wonder why. It says Dark... let me... Again, I apologize for all this side stuff. I'm... as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm sort of... Oh, look at that. I wonder why it says that. How do I change that? I apologize to everybody. That is some false advertising. Again, like I said, part of this is trying to figure out what I'm doing. Let me see. Is it up here? Yeah, that's that. But what else am I doing? Profile, channel. It's interesting. Why does it say... I appreciate everybody sort of hanging in there for a quick sec. I'm not quite sure where to change that. But I think the right time to do it is when I'm actually live streaming. Let me think. If people know where that gets changed, I'd love to know how to do it. So I can have the interest completely plummet when they realize it's actually a 30-year-old game. So no train game. I am not... I'm not a train game player. I've watched Matt's games on his History on the Table. History on the Table. But yeah, I've never actually played one myself. Matt and I did do when Art cancels. Goddamn right. I didn't cancel this. Again, I mean, I think we all know where it was Patrick. We again constantly wish him the best and always question his loyalty. So, maybe it's something I did over here. And maybe it's an OBS thing. Do you set the name of the stream up on OBS? Oh, I'd play that. Okay, maybe that's a problem. Okay. Not that I know where to do it, but it's good to know that it's something that's set up in OBS. Stream, Twitch, blah, blah, blah. Output, streaming, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, pause one more time and see if I can figure this out. So again, appreciate it. And thank you. Okay. Now I think it should say Darklands Part 13. Now I know where that gets changed. Now I have audio. So I feel like I'm batting 180. Okay, so again, trying to get to south of Salzburg by September. What do I write down? September 22nd. In my notes, it's been a little while because I did a Dark Souls run in between my last session and now. I rolled south of Salzburg, September 22nd, demon stuff. So there you have it. Oh, and then also for anybody who has checked out part 12, at one point there was a bunch of things on screen. I just sort of clicked through it because I didn't realize a menu was coming up. And I went back and checked it out because I realized, something flashed by and I wasn't sure what it was. But what it was a screen that said, "Learn of Saint Hedwig. He will protect you from the wild hunt." So that's something critical that I completely glossed over. So because, as I mentioned, the reason why my last session ended was because I died from the wild hunt. Yes, thank you, Matt. It was a team effort. I don't know what I'm doing. So Matt, just so you know, some of the Dark Souls stuff I put up on YouTube moves the numbers. So if you ever get your Dark Souls 3 stuff going on again, just know that there's a bunch of sickos out there who absolutely want to watch it. Okay, so let's see what we're doing. I think it's another potential ambush, so we're going to try and quietly sneak around. If it gives you the time, that means you've done it. And there we go, Woodwise. Okay, so let's just double check where we are, because I think I need to keep going south. Regensburg. Oh, that's kind of on the right. Okay, so we want to sort of go south, southeast from Regensburg. Maybe the road's on the other side. Oh, there you go. You just saw the seasons change, which means we're going to miss our deadline, but something I've said in earlier sessions, again, I'm sort of repeating myself because this is the first time on Twitch. The amount of stuff that this game packs into it is kind of ridiculous, in my mind, for a game this old. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Let's see, southeast of Regensburg. That's the direction we want to go. It is 14th century spooky season. Okay, we've got 8 days to get to south of Salzburg. Now, this is a major river coming up. I don't think we can actually cross it unless we find a bridge. So let's... And then, of course, you got to sort of pixel hunt to get across. Now, let's just double check where we are. East of München. Let's see. Okay, I'll show you on the map how far we missed it by. Where are we? Here we go. So München is right here, and we want it to be over here. So we got to go basically east-southeast in 5 days. But let's see what's going on here. We're not going to make it, so maybe I will entertain this group. Ahead on the road, you see a party of pilgrims. Their leader, a frail old friar, greets you. You ask their destination. "We seek the shrine of Saint Mary on the outskirts of München," he replies, and hope our souls may bask in her radiance. So he wants to take us in the wrong direction. It's going to waste a couple of our days. So we could wish him a good journey. Can you eat party members? I've never tried. How old is this game? 1992. So yeah, 31 years ago. And you can get it on GOG. You can get it on Steam. Steam is the one I would get, but GOG is a little easier to get the included documentation. One of which is, if you haven't seen the other things, is a scan of the clue book. Is this okay? Clue book's very handy. Absolutely recommend it. So yeah, we can wish him a good journey. We can. Am I doing the math wrong? I think. Oh, God damn it, Matt. It's almost old. Oh, well, you know who it's older than? It's Patrick. So let me see. We can do a couple things. We can wish him a good journey and travel onward. Yeah, it is older than Patrick. We can give them money and to help ease their pilgrimage. We can just, toss dignity out the window, give them all of our shit and wish them the best, give them our mounts and pack animals. Or we can interrupt our travels and escort them. What I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to give them money. Because I'm going to give it my best shot to get east-southeast, to get south of Salzburg. This might be, let me stop here. It is now September 20th. We are west of Salzburg. Okay, so we've got 2 days to get south of Salzburg, but again, the trick is I don't know exactly where. So we're going to look for, honestly, I don't know what, something in the woods. It could be this castle if I can get there in time. Because that looks, but I don't think I can. Let's see what day it is. 24th. Nope, I missed it. Okay. Let's just run to this castle because this looks like where evil shit happens. Far off in the distance, you see a dark structure squatting like a toad on the horizon. So one thing about this game is it has very interesting metaphors and similes. I don't know, like squatting like a toad on the horizon. Suddenly a mask appears floating in the air before you. It mouths the words, "The first seal is intact. The castle of the apocalypse is secure." Then it fades away. Puzzled, you keep walking toward the dark castle, but no matter how long you walk, you draw no closer. When you give up and turn around, you find yourself back where you started. And so yeah, we've been chased off by the Phantom of the Opera. So yeah, so we did miss it, unfortunately. So what this ends up doing is it ends up sort of putting us back sort of at square one. We need to track down more clues of Satanism in order to get another date and another location. Now, if you haven't seen any of these other ones, this is probably the third one that I've just missed. I'm not sure exactly what the trick is to get one that I can get to in time. I don't know how it determines how far away to place it. I have pretty good horses, so I think nope, I didn't mean to do that. So I feel like I'm traveling at a decent clip. So then this game is a pretty open sandbox. You sort of, the general goal they give you in the rule book is you're trying to get famous. One question, are the displays your party? Yeah, I've got Sighard. He's my main fighter. He's sort of my front line. He's got a two-handed battle axe. He needs better armor, but he used to be fully equipped in plate, but I accidentally sold it. So I don't know if Just Ice Tea, the official tea of Satan. Yeah, exactly, Matt. But yeah, he used to have really good plate, and then I accidentally sold it. So for a little while, he was actually walking around buck naked. Henri is... he's my go-to guy for religion. He's the one that I give all the prayers and the saints too. He's got a short spear. I'm hoping that when the animation shows up in combat, it's two-handed, but I'm hoping it's listed in the rule book as a one-handed, the clue book as a one-handed weapon. So I'm hoping the shield's doing something. Sigrun is my alchemist. She's, did it change to Sigrun? Well, Sigrun's a woman. She's rocking a military hammer. She's, keeping the load just under going over and reducing stamina, but she's mostly alchemy, and she's my speak common. She's pretty good at speaking Latin too, but I tried to give, I guess she's the best at both. And then there's Eckhard. He's my stealth guy, streetwise, and my second in command, sort of with a fighter. You can see he's got a big, goddamn great hammer, and he's got actual plate. Is there magic elves and dwarves? The short answer is technically yes on the dwarves, but not in the way you would think. The stats are based out of 100, yeah. And sort of like Mithras RuneQuest, when you use them, I guess it's more RuneQuest or other older D100s like Call of Cthulhu. When you use them, that's when you get the chance to up the stat. And I think like a lot of those old systems, the higher it gets, the less likely you are to succeed in upping the stat. So we've made it to the walled city of Salzburg, which I think I've actually been to before. It's the capital of all of the lands ruled by the Archbishop of Salzburg. You suspect that you'll be unknown here, therefore you. So what I like to do, again, for those that haven't seen this before, you can just walk in the front door, right? But what I like to do, you can approach the main gate during the night. You can attempt to cross the wall during the day. You can crawl across the wall at night. You can do all sorts of stupid things. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to go to the main gate in broad daylight. So now there's always a toll, but here's again a chance to up some of your stats. You could just, I guess go apeshit and attack, but there's no reason to do that yet. You can use alchemy to distract. So if you hover over it, you can see I've got a couple of options here. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to first try and sneak in again to up my streetwise and stealth, but I got caught. Second thing I try and do is talk my way in to up my speaking skills. The sergeant of the guard is overwhelmed by your charm. He invites you into the gatehouse for a dip of water to wash away the travel dust. Soon he regards you as an old companion. He escorts you through a small passage and opens the guardroom door to the city. Smiling, he says, "No tolls for you today." You give him a friendly slap, and then you stroll forth into Salzburg. Then you see speak common change from 41 to 42. Exactly. Hey, good looking. You know what? You're good. He's not working the rope at the good nightclubs, I can tell you that. All right. Oh, interesting. Held a message for reasons. Sex-based terms. I've got to let that go through. How do I do that? I'm going to allow. There we go. All right. So, okay, looking down the main street to Salzburg, you set off toward. So, while I'm not trying to hunt down the minions of Satan, the other thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a specific alchemical reagent, assuming I'm saying that correct. And the alchemical reagent I'm looking for is healing potions in this game are called Essence of Grace. There's four ingredients: zinc blende, gum, flag. I don't know. I didn't write the whole thing down. And sanguine. And I cannot for the life of me find one of these ingredients. Because what I want to do at some point is I want to find a source for those specific alchemical reagents, so then I can make about 400 health potions that I'm going to need at some point to beat the main story of the game. So what you can do is you can head down, first of all, to the side alleys. You can start looking at, let's sell all the stuff we've been picking up. So we're just going to go to the swordsmith. We're going to make sure that Sighard is the person. Now, the reason why it always goes to Sigrun is because I think she's set up as the leader because she's the talker. So I want to make sure that, hopefully if I understand how it works, that when you do a speaking check, because she's the leader, she's the one making it. But so we're going to go here. Now, a little pro tip that I learned from another YouTube channel was that you have these items that are 0 pfennig. You can't sell them. But what you can do is something I didn't do when I sold off all my clothing and my plate armor, is you put everything that you're actually using above the 0 pfennig, and you put everything that you want to sell below. I did not do that when I sold all my plate. So right now I've got leather limbs, studded leather for vitals. So I got to make sure I keep at least one of these because it might be the one I'm wearing. So I'm going to keep that. Keep rope. I'll keep all this stuff. I don't know if I need it. See, I got fast horses. I don't think I need a short bow. So we're going to sell that. We're going to keep one of... Oh, no, this is vital. So I don't have vital leather. So we can sell those. But I do have one limb leather. So I'm going to make sure I keep that. Sell some falchions. Sell that. Sell some clubs. Sell some padded. Again, this is all stuff I've been picking up from murdering henchmen on the road. So you can see I've got 2,133 pfennig, which is 8 florin, 17 groschen, 9 pfennig. Quality matters in this game. Again, if you haven't seen the other ones, the way it does is if you have like I can show you, I've got pretty good quality weapons, I believe. Battle axe is a 37 quality. What you do is you subtract the quality of the armor. This is something I read on the internet, so hopefully it's somewhat accurate. You subtract the quality of the armor from the quality of the weapon. And then I think for every 10 difference, it affects how much damage that gets through, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the formula is, but I think that's sort of how it works. You can see, like, these guys have... Where's their armor? 23 quality armor, 37 quality halberds. Good large shield at 30 quality. Anyway, whatever. But that's sort of the idea of how that works. So we've sold off what we want to do. Now we want to get to the... We're going to try going here to the astrologist lane where signs have alchemical symbols. Now the problem is that alchemists can be just giant bitches. So let me see. So it says, like, inside you are very polite, as alchemists are famous for their arrogance. Let's ask about... Let's see, first of all, how much money we have. We've got 8 florin. That's why I should be looking at how many groschen. 17 groschen. So we can potentially buy a better philosopher's stone, which I think helps us get a bonus to our alchemy. But he says, I must be honest, your abilities are beyond my own, because I have been upgrading it already. So let's see if we can purchase alchemical components. As far as what's the best, 37 is pretty good, and you can get that in, I want to say Nuremberg. I was reading some guide, and I linked to it somewhere. It's on the Steam forums. And it's sort of like this guide of like, hey, what do you want to do? And Nuremberg's a good place to go. I think I've seen 40-something qualities, and then you can, as sort of a reward for helping people, you can get like 40-plus quality equipment. Oh, getting into the hot tub. Somebody did that, right? Or is that like an ongoing thing? There's a thing called Remap, which is the old Waypoint from Vice. And I think somebody was doing like the final Twitch stream of a video game from a hot tub, an inflatable hot tub. Okay, so growling the alchemist Berthold, begone, bothersome and ignorant fellows, before I turn you into toads. Although confident he lacks such powers, you decide it's only polite to humor him for the next few days. Okay, so now we could just waste a couple of days. Let's see where else we can go. We're going to go to the main streets leading elsewhere. We're going to head up to the tall spires of the great churches. There's a couple places we can go. Visit the Dom, the great cathedral, which you can do in some of these places. You can like go to mass. You can like give money to the church. That will up your divine favor points, but we're maxed out. So for us, what we want to do is we want to go to where the monks study church law and administration, because here's where we can, again, we don't need to offer money for to find favor because we're set, but we can set up tutoring and we can set up studying saints. So let's see what saints they might have available. As you are escorted into the library, your guide whispers a gift of 6 groschen to help maintain the library would be appreciated. The old librarian nods and talks happily about the documents they have concerning various saints. You discuss your preferences and discover that today you only have time to study one saint, and only one person can see the sources at a time. So we're going to do that, and we're going to send Henri in. So they've got 4 choices: Eustace, Matthew, Saint John Bugde, and Patrick. So let me see. So I go to the book, and I look them all up. And let me see what it says. So the first one alphabetically is Eustace. So Saint Eustace gives a bonus to edge weapons, thrown weapons, bow, riding, woodwise. A huge bonus to woodwise, which could be useful. Who's next? John. So it's actually John of Bridlington, obviously. That's what let's see. If praying for a man heals endurance 30%, heals strength 10. If praying for a woman heals endurance 100%, strength 20. Okay, who's next? Matthew. I think I would take Eustace over Matthew. Eustace over John. So let's see what Matthew's got to offer. St. Matthew, intelligence bump, speak Latin bump, read write bump. Sure, okay. And then Patrick. Just says we question his loyalty. Interesting. No, it's a charisma bump, strength bump, edge bump, impale, pull. Okay, it's a bump of just about everything. But I'm going to take Eustace because I want that woodwise bump. Because that's going to help us out in the wild hunting down Satan. There is a book. So I don't know if you can still buy this. This is my copy from 1992 or 3. I've held on to it all these years. Let me, one sec. I've also got the game itself. This is not my original copy. But I wanted this because I wanted hard copies of like the documents. And what else does it come with? It comes with pretty sweet 8 5 1/4 floppies. I actually got a discount on this eBay copy because one of the floppies is corrupted. The manual, it's a great read if you're into old school manuals. And of course, even though I do it digitally on here, so yeah, on eBay, I tracked down the nicest copy I could, but again, one of the discs was corrupted, but I figured who cares? But, you know, again, the map. Anyway, it's not a cloth map like the old Ultima games, but that's fine. But yeah, I've had this clue book ever since I was, let's see, in 1992, I would have been 47 because I'm that much older than everybody else. No, not really. Let's see. Do I have a computer for those floppies? I don't. My case does have 5 1/4 bays that I probably could if I really worked at it. They must make like a serial ATA to 5 1/4 adapter or something, right? But yeah. I was introduced to this game by a friend of mine. Very dorky. So parents split up, having one of my weekends at my dad's. My dad would often be like, hey, you know what? I know this is a drag. If you want to invite friends up, let's do it. So my brother and I, we invite two friends. One was like one of our lifelong friends. I've mentioned a few times in a different streams, like he passed away like very young. So him and one of his good friends. So we all bring our computers up to my dad's house, and my brother and I are on one PC, and we get like balls deep into Syndicate. And my friend who passed away and his friend get balls deep into Darklands, and sort of the whole time I'm kind of keeping an eye on what they're doing, and I'm like, huh, that looks interesting. So let's see. We're gonna set up tutoring just to see what we can learn. Oh, they won't help us. Okay. A lot of times if there's universities, they sort of laugh at us because I guess we're too stupid. We're gonna head down to a dark side street. We're gonna early on, again, if you haven't seen anything, what you want to do is you want to head to the docks, get jumped by bandits, and again, we're just gonna maul them because they're just level 1 bandits, so to speak. White numbers are when I get hit, red numbers are when they get hit. So it looks like Sighard might have taken a little damage. He's taken a lot of damage, actually, surprisingly, for this. He used to have a shield, and I'm thinking maybe that might be the way to go. But I do like when he just beats somebody to death. All right. Again, we'll distribute to Sighard. And what this does is it gives you some local reputation. I mean, again, impact weapons, so that's, you know, as good as it's going to get. But you can gain some local reputation. The thieves lie motionless at your feet. You feel strangely content, as if a higher power intended them to meet such a fate. There's so much blood, and you know what that makes me feel? Just sort of in through the nose, out through the mouth. Namaste. On this party information, you can sort of see your local rep here, unknown 5. So basically you can spend like the whole night walking back and forth to the docks and you get jumped. And you just do it over and over and over. And it's the easiest way to build local reputation, especially early on when that actually matters. So again, real time with pause. It's the first time I can remember seeing this in a video game. Later made famous with the Infinity Engine games from I guess Black Isle was the original company. I think that's who put out Baldur's Gate 1 and different person. It's also an easy way to sort of farm cash. It's an old game. There's a lot of like repetitive crap. Okay, as you catch your breath, common folks come back into the street and thank you. Bless you, noble travelers, says an old porter. They were terrorizing our neighborhood. So there's a curfew in every city, so you do have to be careful. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get to the inn, hoping that I don't... Nope. This is fine, as long as I don't get accosted by guards. Now you can see Sighard's blue bar had gone down. Again, I don't know which one's strength and which one's stamina. Stamina will sort of replenish immediately. Strength can replenish based, and the speed of which it replenishes that is based on your party's highest heal skill. So again, you can see these guys are not posing a challenge. What I'm trying to do now is get to the inn. Okay, let me just see what so we've gone from a 5 to a 7. We're going to go to, I guess we could go to Viertel, Dangerous Slum, but we're trying to go to the inn. Well, that's good though, Matt. Hopefully that's a sign of what's to come. You know, and if it's okay, I had some ideas of something I might solo, but yeah, hopefully you can crash and get a full night's rest. I don't know if it seems like your kids would be old enough to sleep through the night, but hopefully you get some rest. Let me see. So yeah, so take it easy, Matt. Thanks for jumping in. I do appreciate everybody's help getting the stream up and running because I've never done it before. So a couple things we can do. We can regain strength. Looks like we're all hurt. Maybe green is strength, so let's do that. Henri can't regain strength, so he can earn a little money. Blacksmithing. Sigrun's good, so let's earn a little money. And Eckhart's good. Let's earn a little money. So basically, every day you heal, you can see the strength going back up. Because we're earning money, I think we should be actually making a profit on this. Yeah, that's going up as well. Okay, so everybody's good. We were not able to set up tutoring. So here's some of the things you can do. You can visit a stable and buy horses, which you already did. You can store some items with the innkeeper. The only trouble with that is it's not like a quality of life thing where you can then pick it up at any inn. You have to remember where you stored it. You just pack up for the night. You can do local news and rumors. But as you'll see, it's almost never anything interesting. The official notice is almost always notice of a curfew. Ask about the affairs. There are reports of something ravaging the countryside northwest from here. Some even talk of a dragon being seen in the skies. Everyone is talking about the mines near Aachen. It said the miners have stopped working because of knocker attacks within the mines. Those are the dwarves, basically, I think. Blacksmiths and guildmen are worried about metal supplies, while friars and preachers excite everyone's fears and superstitions. The miners are rumored to offer a reward for anyone who can solve the problem so they can work again. So let's do a quick jump over to the map. Let's see if we can find where Aachen is. A5. So 5. So we're down here in Salzburg. Aachen is way over here. It's a bit of a hike. It's also not the first. It's all random. You know, you'll encounter troubles with mines all over the place. Let's see. Try to discover. This certain well-placed personage is hiring freelancers is almost always grayed out. But I always check if I remember. So D&D Doc asks, what's your short-term goal and your long-term goal? The short-term goal is probably I should head back to Nuremberg and replace my plate mail that I accidentally sold off. Medium-term goal is to get the alchemical reagents I need for the Essence of Grace potions, the healing potions. And then the long-term goal is to find the sort of the Castle of the Apocalypse or whatever that thing was that I just missed last time. So Aachen. Aachen will take me... It will sort of take me... I have to pass through Nuremberg to get there. So let's do that. Let's start heading out. So we can sort of walk out the main gates. Again, I always try and sneak by. Failed. And then when that fails, I just walk out. So let's do a quick save. Let's see. It is 11:09, 23, and it is 2300. Okay. Just curious if that castle's still there. There is no consequence to trying to sneak out. No. Even sneaking in, there's no real consequence. They're just like, get out of here. Okay, so that castle does stay there. Okay. You can see even right here is a mine, but that's not the mine. Currently having issues, so... So what is the benefit of doing that? It's only to increase my streetwise and stealth skills. You know, it's how you use the skills to have the chance to improve them. Suddenly, a group of very dirty bandit soldiers leap from ambush, yelling, "Drop your weapons or die, quickly you." Again, I'm going to try and talk my way out of it again because it's a chance to bump up your skills. With a great bellow, Sighart shouts what's going on here. Then in a virtuoso display of commanding presence, he succeeds in completely intimidating the bandit soldiers until they feel lucky to be allowed to leave. Well, they believe me. So there you go. Speed common, 35 to 36. And again, I don't know why he's the one doing it because Sigrun's better at it. Okay, you seek the shrine of St. Mary on the outskirts of Salzburg. In this case, we are going to escort them because it might improve our virtue. And we're not in a rush. So it takes 2 days, and everything's good, but no benefit. Okay, so looking at the map, we're going to first head northwest until we get to a junction of the road and then take that basically north to Regensburg. You can see winter is coming. A famous line from the musical A Star is Born. Not really, obviously. So this might be the juncture. So here we want to start. Okay, ahead you see a few heavy wagons moving slowly along the road. So hopefully this is going to give me one of the little things I get a big kick out of. Let's see about talking to them about buying and selling. We're going to sell off some of the things we've picked up recently, like these clubs, this leather armor, this padded armor, the falchions. And now we can ask if we want to travel with them. Usually they say no. They're traveling to München and expects to arrive in 8 days. Oh, this is the first time they've ever said it's okay to... Okay, let's see what they do. We avoid some robbers. We're going to lose 8 days to traveling, and we're back. It is November 13th. Okay. So a lot of this gameplay loop, or whatever you want to call it, is just this. You go to a town, you see if there's anything you can learn. Okay, we're going to see if we can talk our way out of this ambush, but we can't, so here we go. Okay, so Sigrun's going to attack. You're going to attack. 1, attack, 2, attack, and let's see how this goes. Since this is, part 13, well, Sighart's taking a beating. I was going to say we shouldn't be too troubled by these kinds of encounters. The wild hunt will wipe us out. I sort of repelled it the first time, and I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad. But then the second time, it was just a mess. Now, let's see. Let's get... All right. I was trying to see where I was, though. South of Augsburg. Okay, here's a straight shot north. I guess it's this road over here. Straight shot north to Nuremberg, basically. Is it easy to be TPK'd? Not at this point. I don't know how familiar you are with old... I'm going to try and talk my way out of it just to see if there's any bump. With old games, like the one that always struck me as the prime example in my gaming history is a game called Bard's Tale, where you basically start off as level 1 and you go out and could die instantly. That's definitely the case here when you're... But that's why you sort of cut your teeth on bandits, because... Nördlingen. Okay, so we want to keep heading north. But at this point, traveling between towns and stuff like that is probably not going to get me TPK'd. Okay, some more heavy wagons. So it looks like they declined our offer to travel together. This is the one I always like. Because again, if you haven't seen earlier ones, like this is how you sort of watch the caravan leave. Like for people about to expose themselves on the subway. I know it's, it's not literally, but there you go. You see there's like a castle. Sometimes they're Raubritters, like robber barons. This looks like a monastery over here. Looking across fields and small vineyards, you see an old walled monastery of Oberplatz. As you approach, it appears that both monks and peasants work in the fields. So what you can do is you can sort of talk a little bit. As you approach, you see the monks are actually armed and armored and bear whips. In this dangerous land, a monk overseer explains, we must guard our serfs from attack. Please go to the gate where you can be properly received. Okay, so they're not treating people properly. Let's go to the gate. After a brief discussion at the gate, you're admitted to the monastery and asked to wait for the abbot's clerk, who wishes to greet you personally. Inside the courtyard is bustling with wagons, again, because they can do everything with text. They can sort of really flesh things out. Bustling with wagons, crated and baled goods, workmen and monks overseeing everything. After an hour's wait, you are ushered, blah, blah, blah. And then he wants to know what we can do. We ask for... let's see if there's anything in terms of saints we can learn. We do have a library. Okay. Let's donate 8 groschen and see. We got Agatha, Finian, Cosmas, and Luke. So let's check them out. Again, you want to... I don't know. What I want to do is, whenever I can learn some saints, I always try and take the opportunity just to build up the repertoire. Okay, Agatha, of praying for a man, you get some endurance. Of praying for a woman, you get endurance and charisma. Okay, Finian is bump and agility, charisma, speed common, read right, streetwise, and you can cross impassable water for 24 hours. I'm going to take that one. I guess I should see what the others do. Cosmas, heal some endurance, heal some strength, bump to perception, bump to a heal skill, and automatically gives knowledge of Saint Damien. Oh, there's a 2-for-1 there, so that might be worth it. And let me see what Luke does. Let's see. Luke heals endurance and strength. Okay, I'm going to take Cosmos to get the 2-for-1. All right. So now one thing you can do is you are able to... I'm going to leave now because one thing, let me see if you can pray to a saint for some insight. So Henri can ask Saint Aribert for insight. So you have to spend divine favor points. We've got 79 points. Our success right now would be a 40. So usually I get it up to 90 because I don't spend it too often. And we pray for some insight. I see little of the old observances here, he reports, but neither are the monks evil nor especially cruel. They are taskmasters and businessmen. So there's no Satanism going on here. And there we go. So there's nothing suspicious going on. So we're free to keep going. We're south of Nuremberg, so let's make sure we head there. Is this Nuremberg? Yep. Okay. I've spent some time here, so I'm going to wait for daylight to go in so we can try talking our way through. Nope. No luck. Can we hide and sneak our way in? Nope. Okay, so we're just going to pay the toll. So if we look, our local rep is respected. So we've done a little bit here. But mainly what we got to do is we got to get some armor. Let me go to the craft guilds. Armorer's Way, and we're going to barter for C card. Now you can see quality 3737. That's why people recommend going to Nuremberg. It's a pretty good place to go. I can't afford. Well, I'll take what I can get to start. It was so I had 37 plate. I sold it by accident. Because I was just hitting the button too quickly. You know, it's keyboard commands. I just blew through it. Okay, let's see what else we can get. What can we get for the limbs? Leather. We can do better than that. Scale. Nope, we can't afford scale. There's I don't know how you pronounce this. Cuir boulet or something. Apparently that's boiled leather. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to spend money on... Let's go to C card. So again, what you do is you move this stuff above the zeros. Did I do it? I have no idea. Let's see. Wait, did I sell the pants? Do I have pants now for this guy? See, this is what I did last time. I don't have any pants. So let's sell this and get some pants. Shy. Nope, I'm going to go pantsless until I can get scale or chain. Okay, so again, we can try, let's see if there's anything going on with the alchemy. And I apologize, I always get sort of turned around on where to go. Okay, we spot the best alchemist, Engelbert's Muffle. Let's see if we can purchase potions. Nope. Okay. Get some pads on, you freak. Never. I'm going to bare acid around Germany in the middle of winter. Okay, so then the next thing I can try and do is head up to the church. Again, the tall spires of the great churches. So here you can see they've got a Universitat as well as the church. Let's try there. You're going to see that I'm basically just going to get laughed at. See if they sell any rare alchemical materials. Nope. Let's look for something else, they say. See if we can learn formulas. After hours of searching, C-Card says this is hopeless. Everyone's mumbling in Latin and laughing behind our backs. So this is what always happens to me. I'm not sure what to bump up. Despite your best efforts, you can't find anyone to tutor us either. Okay. And we'll never find the library. So the university is always a dud for me, and I'm not quite sure what to do. But it is night, so... Wharves and docks, baby. Nope. There we go. These gentlemen will sacrifice their lives so that I can wear pants. For anyone who's genuinely interested in this, if you know anything about computer games, RPG, CRPG development, guy named Josh Sawyer did a run through of Darklands. Now the whole thing's not up. I don't know if any of it's still on Twitch. He definitely did it on Twitch, but I know he put up a bunch of them on YouTube. Josh Sawyer is responsible for work on Fallout New Vegas, Icewind Dale 2, stuff like that. So he's Pentiment, I think, was a recent game that he was a big part of. So it's worth, if you want to see like a real game developer take a crack at this and have some insights, he's the guy to check out. I know he left up the early ones, and I know he left up the end of the game ones. So you see our weapons going up a little bit. All right, take care. Thanks again, D&D Doc. I'm glad you're able to jump in. I appreciate it. What time is it? Okay. Docs again? Nope. Maybe there's other ways to do that, but I've always found the docks are like a dangerous section at night are the two easiest ways to get ambushed. It sort of randomly generates the scenery that you fight in based on where you are. I think it sort of generates some random walls and passages. There is a way to escape if you get far enough off the edge of the map, but we don't need to do that. But you can see the maps are pretty sizable. All right, let's take this stuff. We're just going to sell it when the daylight comes. This is what a lot of the early game is. I think I even sort of did it off camera, to be honest with you. I did a session of just grinding. Because in that regard, it's not a, attack. I guess it could be like a good sort of podcast game, you know. Because I don't mean this in a bad way, but, you know, as much unique things that can happen, you see them all, I guess, not relatively quick, but a lot of the things I'm encountering, I've encountered a couple times before, so you can just sort of blow through it. It's mostly the wild hunt that I got to be careful of, that I actually have to pay attention to, and then like when I'm hunting down Satanism. Who is this? Sigurd. You can kind of see, you know, even though it's an older game, like the graphics are sort of matching up to what they're wearing. Not the outfits, but like the spears, the axes, you know, the hammers. All right. All right. Far off you see lanterns of the watchman. Let's go to the inn and just call it. Be the next day, hopefully. And let's go sell that stuff and buy some pants. Okay. I should have enough for hopefully scale or chain. So let's take a look. Where are we? Swordsmith. I think we're good for weapons, so let's go to the armorer. I apologize. I constantly drink. My voice goes pretty quickly. For those watching that haven't seen any of the other stuff before. Let's see. Pants. Got 2,300. Let's take some chainmail. Now my fear is that I just bought chainmail shirt instead of chainmail pants. That would be something I would do. You see, I've got 3 Essence of Grace. Potions, but I need to make way more. I think what I did is I just bought. Again, I'm trying to get the stuff I think I have equipped above the 0 clothing. I don't know what I just did. Oh no, I didn't seal the deal. Okay, whew, thank goodness. Okay. Looking for scale or chainmail. Let's do that. Purchase. There we go. All right. Finally got a little bit of our respect back. That's good. Let's keep heading toward Aiken. Also, I should apologize. I've apologized before in earlier sessions, but again, if you're new to this, I apologize for my pronunciation. We're going to try and sneak out. Didn't work. And we'll just walk out. All right, so we are in, let's just check the map again. We are in, there's Leipzig. Where the hell is Nuremberg? Okay, so Nuremberg is D6. So here's D6. Okay, so we're right there. We need to get to Aiken over here. Okay, let's give this a shot. So we're going to sort of head west from this junction, I believe, and then we're going to start hooking northwest up to Würzburg. Okay. Just after nightfall, you hear the weird echoing howls of the wild hunts. Oh, crap. Okay. I don't think I have the right saint. I have Eustace, but I don't have Hedvig. Hunt's too close to avoid, but we got... So I think what we're about to have is a total party kill. Can I run? I don't know if this is going to work. Last time that thing just charged at me and wiped me out. And I can't remember when I last saved. I'll be thrilled if this thing is glitched. Just so I can get out of this and save. So I know I mentioned this in one of the very, very early ones. But again, if you're sort of new to this Let's Play, this game was super buggy when it came out to the point where there was a save. How do we exit? Let's see. Battle commands on my card. Exit is X. Nope. Okay. Though you've beaten the Wild Hunt's attempt to capture you, your victory seems curiously hollow. You know the hunt will be back. That's fine, I just have not saved in a while. Let's see, 11, 09, 23, it is now 23, 26. It's been 26 minutes since I saved, so that would have been tragic. But yeah, this game is notoriously buggy. I've mentioned it before, but in case, yeah, again, you're new, there's a save game bug that would actually destroy your save game. And so the reason why this game never really was able to achieve the success I believe it should have has because people kept returning the game because of the save game bug. So had amazing sales like its first month, and then sales after that were all negative because they were getting more returns than they were sales. And so if you read the rule book, at the very end of the rule book, they talked about sequels that they had planned for like Poland and other things, and it just never happened. All this I got from an interview on YouTube channel called Matt's Chat, where he interviews the lead designer of Darklands, and one of the only interviews I've seen of the lead designer, who I think sadly has since passed. Let's see if we can travel. All right, we're going to leave. Fresh paw prints across your tracks. Looks with a worried expression. Wolf shouldn't be too bad, but we're going to try and see if we can use woodlore to figure it out. And we succeeded. They're much less dangerous in the day is what I end up saying. Okay, so now we're hopefully hooking up to Würzburg. Let me just head over here and then do a quick check. West of Würzburg. Okay, so the next way to go is north to a fork in the road. And then at that junction, we're going to cut west to Frankfurt on Main. I'm hoping in the future, now that everybody was kind enough to help me figure this out, to jointly record and stream future sessions. Here again, I've got a sort of pixel hunt to get across this bridge. There we go. But yeah, I'd like to start, not that this channel is meant to be a Let's Play, it's more about the actual tabletop RPGs, but I figure, you know, why not mess around with a little bit of everything. A richly caparisoned knight. I'm having trouble with the font. With a colorful entourage, boldly rides towards your party. From the bearing of his retainers, you realize he is going to a tournament. So here's the thing. We can actually challenge him sort of to a joust. Eckhard, who has the best horse, ride up and challenge him to a race. Or Sighard, the best with the polearms and riding, challenge him to a joust. I've never actually done this, so let's see what happens if we challenge him to a joust. Your names have sufficient repute in these parts. If we're still in the ballpark of, Nuremberg, it's because I've done some bigger quests here. A squire rides up to discuss the terms. Tilt until the first blunted lance is broken, he asks, meaning that the match continues until either someone is unhorsed or someone strikes cleanly enough to break their lance. We agree, and we pick a space. So let's see. Knight puts on his tournament armor, which gives him an advantage. Because Sighard lacks the special blunted lances and specially shaped shields for jousting, the knight graciously loans him one of each. I wonder if that's something I can buy. All right, let's see what happens. The knight strikes Sighard truly while Sighard, my companion's blunted tip, slides harmlessly off the edge of the knight's shield. Suddenly, Sighard's lance snaps as he flies through the air, then crashes heavily to the ground. The knight wheels his charger about, doffs his helmet in a gracious bow, and rides off happily. Sighard slowly staggers up from the dust and shakes his head, dazed. You all chalk up the affair to experience and continue on your travels. Not gonna lie, I have no idea what happens if you win. Be curious at some point as I get my riding skills up. Okay, so at this junction, we want to cut west. All right. I don't know which. North of Frankfurt am Main. Okay. Oh, is that Frankfurt? I'm just going to bump into it just to make sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, if that's the case, what we want to do is we want to head northwest. There's a road that connects Frankfurt to Köln. So I guess we'll try north, and hopefully there's something that goes northwest at some point. See here is like a monastery, I think, or a shrine. Usually I'm pretty good about save scumming, but I just start talking, I get distracted. So again, we've got a group looking for the Shrine of St. Mary outside of Frankfurt. So we're going to help them just to hopefully bump our virtue skill potentially. There we go. 13 to 16, 13 to 16. That's really low. Those need to be much higher. Oops. All right. Let's see. You notice motion among the trees. Suddenly, Henri stumbles on a tree root and falls to the ground. The tree seems to move. No, it's a giant hairy creature. It's lurching towards you among the trees. Before they arrive, you plead for your lives, hurl a potion, surrender yourselves, draw weapons. I don't want to just necessarily straight up. So one thing I'm kind of curious about now that I'm doing this Twitch thing is it says I've got like one person, but I don't know if that's me as the broadcaster because I can see it, or if there's actually still one viewer. Not that it matters either way. I was just curious. Although unable to speak, the Schrats make their desires known. They wish Sigrun to accompany them in exchange for letting the rest of the party pass freely. Between yourselves, you agree that this cannot be. Instead, you. So they want to take Sigrun with them. I don't have a saint that can help in this case. I'm going to use an Arabian fire just to scare them away. Because again, they're not... They did say they just want to kidnap Sigrun and take her away, but they're not necessarily attacking us. Okay, the potion bottle rolls lazily through the air, then lands with a dull thump in the wet grass and fails to shatter. The large forms of the wild forest men barely hesitate as they lumber to attack. All right. All right, let's just see how it goes. It's a good opening hit. I don't know how tough these things are. So far, well, 10. Okay, somebody just took a shot. So I was worried about Sicard, but Sicard, as you can see, he's taking much less damage now that we've upped his armor. Henri takes more... Oh, Eckhard's getting a beating. That's not great. And he's got better armor than Sicard, so maybe he was getting flanked or something. Dead, the Schrats look like humans wearing dirty, uncured furs. Their stench is almost overpowering. Happy to have survived, you move on quickly. Let's save that. 11:09:23. And it is 23:36, okay. Okay, so we're moving from Frankfurt am Main. We're trying to get to Köln, which is northwest. Whoops. As I careen wildly off the road. Cutthroat thieves leap from an ambush. Let's see what we can do. Oh, just straight up fight. Okay. Seems like they're all coming from one direction, so that's fine. Any archers? No. Okay, let's pick up these clubs. I don't know how reputation gets impacted when you kill brigands and thieves out on the road. Like if a thief gets murdered in the forest and no one's there to hear it, you know, does it make an impact or a sound or... Okay, so I think we're going to be coming up now, hopefully on Colne. Again, it's a major river. I wonder, well, let me see something really quick. Yeah, so we're east of where we want to... I'm just curious if in the winter... Christmas. There we go. I was wondering if you could cross a frozen river. It doesn't seem to be the case. Dominican friar with small crowd of followers. Okay. It's the encounter where basically it's like, hey, we're going to pray for you, and if you don't give us money for the prayers, we're going to curse you, and blah, blah, blah. What you can do is you can pray to a saint for aid. Henri's got 77, so it might be a little... Let's see how high we can get it up. We can get it up to 90, so why not? Pray for the entire party. We got speak common going up. That's because of the prayer. That's not because of skills. When Henri completes his prayer for truth and honesty in clerics, a strange look comes over the friar's face. He begins. Actually, to tell the truth, this indulgence has questionable authority and is now expired. The donations collected I kept for a personal gain. I fear my curses are more from Satan than the Lord. The friar seems aghast at his words, but is unable to say anything but the truth. His followers are so angry they begin beating him. You shrug and go on, knowing that his fate is richly deserved. So basically, we just got him signed up to get beaten to death, and we're just going to walk away, but that's on him. Okay, we're at Colne, so what we want to do next is we want to cut straight west. Whoops. We want to cut west, and that's going to take us to Aachen, if that is how it's said. Okay, skill goes down because the prayer wore off. Okay, so we've made it to Aachen. There's the mine. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the city, heal up, and let's see what, do the whole saint. Well, we're out of money though, but do the whole saint thing, see if we can buy any saints. And, okay, we couldn't sneak in, couldn't talk our way in, so let's pay the toll. Let's go to the spires of the great churches. That's always where you go to where the monks study. See about saints in their library. A gift of 1 groschen. Do we even have that at this point? Oh, yeah. Okay, we've gotten some stockpile back. Okay, so saints. Willahad, James, George, Columba. So let's start with Columba. And I think I feel bad. Matt said, oh, one of the saints sounded pretty cool, Matthew, but I didn't see it in time because I was busy thumbing through the pages. So I would have been happy just to grab, whatever the folks wanted that were watching. But let's see. We've got Columba. Bonus to endurance, strength, charisma, weapon currently in use, but it reduces perception. Okay. Let's try George. George is strength, agility, weapon skill, and ride. Let's see what James gives us. I guess it's St. James the Greater. It's the only one listed. Endurance, healing, strength and dealing, bonus to strength, endurance, charisma, virtue. A big boost to virtue. That could be helpful. And last but not least is Willahad. Or is it Willa? No, Willahad. Okay. Let's see. Bonus to agility, ride, woodwise, and helps prevent ambushes for 7 days. Ambushes are not that big a deal. So I think I'm going to choose... Was it James that big bump to virtue? I'm going to choose James. All right, next thing. Let's see if we can set up any tutoring. Our Master of Novices has few charges at the moment. He can provide instruction in certain scholarly pursuits. But again, a contribution is useful, so that's no problem. So we're going to head back now to the inn. And we're going to try and heal up and do some... Sieghart's fine, so let's have him earn some money. Henri needs to regain strength. So we're going to start off with this. Sigrun, I'm going to have try and train. I think the other two need to regain strength. Ooh, we lost a lot of money there. Okay, so... And I don't think she learned anything. So Henri's going to earn some money. Wow, we're spending 50 fenning a day. Do we have enough money for that? Let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so we need to... I think we're going up again. Yeah, slowly, but we are going up. So let's see if she can... Nope, training's off the table. Oh well. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to, head out of the main gate. We're able to sneak out. Well, we didn't succeed, but it bumped our streetwise up, so that's good. And we're just going to walk out of the city. That's the mine we're trying to get to. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to save. 09:23, and it is now 23:45. And we'll call this a session. So I appreciate everybody's patience while I was trying to figure out how to do this up on Twitch. I appreciate everybody's help in the chat for helping me get the tech issues straightened out. And again, this has been Black Lodge Trivia Night. Hopefully there'll be more on Twitch coming up. But the main thing is our YouTube channel. Let's Plays, but our main thing is actual plays of tabletop RPGs. We've got one. I'm recording this on Thursday, November 9th. Tomorrow on the 10th, we're going to be releasing Midnight Melodies, which is a solo RPG that Matt and I sort of tag teamed on. We had a really great time. So I hope, if you're seeing this live, you check it out. But if it's after the fact, I hope you took the moment to go give a listen. But otherwise, you can follow us on social media, X and Blue Sky, Black Lodge RPG. I think all this stuff is on the channel here if you're watching on Twitch. Mastodon is Black Lodge Trivia Night. The YouTube channel is Black Lodge Trivia Night on YouTube. Or if you want podcast audio versions, just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcasts. But thanks again, everybody. And we'll do this again soon. Appreciate it. And take care.